Good morning. Welcome to Life on Helton Creek. My name's Darcy and we are in the greenhouse this morning, but we're talking about little winters. We're talking about what happens between spring and summer in Tennessee. So first, I want to tell you, we are safe. We had some really bad storms in Tennessee last night. Several surrounding states had pretty bad storms as well. We were blessed in that the tornado that was headed for us dissipated to a severe storm before it got to us. I'm so grateful for that. So there's a lot of damage, a lot of trees down. For me this morning when I hopped on Facebook to check on some friends and make some text messages and that sort of thing, there is damage. Our hearts go out to those who are struggling with damage and cleanup this morning. The weather's beautiful. The weather is beautiful. It is 100 degrees in my greenhouse this morning where I'm sitting, but it's windy outside and it might hinder some cleanup for some people, but I have the door open to the greenhouse and there are birds and bees and wasps and butterflies all they come in and peek and go back out. So what are Tennessee little winters? They are times when spring is here and it is 70, 75 degrees today and you're mowing the yard and you're planting the seeds and you're doing all the things, and redbud winter hits. Redbud winter hits and it gets in the 30s or high 20s, or for us, I think redbud got in the mid 20s. So you have to go outside and cover up all your hostas that are coming up because they're confused, your tulips, your bushes and shrubs that are blooming, all the things you have to protect because it's going from 75 to 28 overnight, and that's redbud winter. The benefit of redbud winter is when it's over, the pink and red blooms around the state of Tennessee, up and down the interstates, all over farms and roadsides are beautiful, beautiful redbud trees. Redbud trees are just amazing. So they don't get real big, but they get big enough to be noticed. So we've already had our redbud winter here. It got quite chilly. It bit some of my hostas that were already like this high because they were totally confused. But hostas will come back, so I'm not worried about that. Well, you recover from redbud winter. It goes back to 70 degrees. You get a big case of spring fever. And not just the kids, but adults too. You get spring fever, you want to be outside and mowing the yard and trimming the trees and doing all the things. And then dogwood winter happens. Now, we love dogwood winter. The dogwoods are beautiful when they start to bloom. Around here, there's white and pink, and they're everywhere. In the woods, people's yards, they're beautiful in the wild. Taking a walk in the woods or taking a drive in the country and you see them off, they're just beautiful. And there's a big story about dogwood trees. You can Google that and read it. Dogwoods bloom around Easter time and they're just absolutely beautiful trees. A lot of people will say after the dogwoods are in full bloom, you can plant your garden. I'm not that brave because dogwoods are blooming now. They're not in full bloom for most people, but they're blooming already. There's buds in a lot of places. And let me throw this little thing in here and say, there is controversy over what order these winters come in, and has that happened yet? Well, I saw blackberries blooming, well, I didn't, and all of that. And I'm not here for that. I'm just here to talk about the old wives' tales of the winters. It's not really wives' tales. if you pay attention, there's a lot of truth in it. It's just all ways of telling the weather before you had your local weather personality. So after dogwood, we move on to locust. And locust is a tree. Some people love them because they do bloom beautifully. And the leaves are beautiful. The trees are really big and pretty. Locust winter is usually a pretty cold snap too. And again, you've got spring fever, you're 70, 75 degrees, you're doing all the yard work, you're hanging your clothes out on the line to dry, you're doing all the things, and then bam, it's going to be 28 overnight. So you go run outside and cover everything up again because things are confused. Your shrubs are blooming. You may even have flowers blooming. I have herbs up in my herb garden that are already trying to bloom. My dill was trying to bloom before the last little snap. I have iris up, tulips up. My buttercups have already been up and gone. Excuse me. My daffodils have already been up and gone. I have rose bushes trying to, they're up and green. The weather's just crazy. So you get a little touch of spring fever, and then wham, you get walloped by a Tennessee little winter. And it's called a little winter because it's usually only 2 or 3 days at best. Rarely does it last any longer than 2 or 3 days. Next is one of my favorite winters, and it's blackberry winter. Blackberry winter is one of my favorite and a lot of other people's favorites because not long after the fruit starts to come on the bush, they'll bloom out. Now, farmers like the blackberry winter because the blackberry bushes start to bloom out. They're easy to find and spray and kill in fence rows and hay fields and pastures and all of that. I like to see them because they bloom beautiful and the fruit is good. It's so delicious. So, we're in a mixed marriage. Kent doesn't like blackberry bushes. I like blackberry bushes. My grandkids like blackberry bushes. So then around the middle of May, all of this happens between March, April, and the 1st of May. All of these kind of hit. And like I said, different times for different people, but everybody experiences these. The next winter that comes after blackberry winter is called breeches winter. Now, breeches winter is supposedly the last winter that you wear your long johns or flannel shirts, big breeches, hats, that kind of thing. They say that after breeches winter, you can put all of your woolens away. It's also called woolen breeches winter or little breeches winter, because it only lasts a few days. And they say that after that happens, you can put all your winter stuff away except maybe a sweater. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Who knows? The last one to hit, which I think coincides with little breeches or with breeches winter, is stump winter. Stump winter, I believe, coincides with breeches winter. Stump winter is the last winter you have that you need to take a chill off in the house. You've already burnt all your winter wood. It's gone. So you go out and you chop up the stumps that you left and you burn those for a night or two to keep the chill off in the house. And after stump winter, it's over. Now, I did find out a new winter called whippoorwill winter. And that's when, and I'm not sure when this happens. I don't know if it's last. I don't know if it happens between. But what I was told about whippoorwill winter is that when you start to hear the whippoorwills in the evening and in the early morning hours, it's safe to plant your garden. And winter is over. So there's the wind is crazy outside, y'all. So there's a lot of information out there. You can also refer to the Farmer's Almanac, which I love to do. It's pretty fascinating in there, and they talk a lot about the signs and when to plant things. You plant certain vegetables by the signs, the sign of the moon and the signs of the body. So the signs start at the head and go all the way to the toes. There's a lot to it, y'all. It's like I don't really want to say it's a science, but it is from times dating back, I don't know how long. They would know when to plant, when to wean a baby, when to wean livestock, when to cut bushes, when to cut wood for the winter, when to do everything was by the signs. You know, if the signs are in the knees, it's time to plant potatoes. If the signs are in the ears, it's time to do whatever. And that's something I've been reading about, but I'm not ready for a video on that, y'all, because it's pretty intense. And so also by the moon signs, on a full moon, a waning moon, you know, if the moon is cupped like this, it won't rain. But if the moon is cupped over, it will for sure rain. There's all kinds of weather in and around the signs of nature. And I just find that fascinating. I hope you do too. I've enjoyed learning about all these winters. I've heard about them my whole life. And I've learned about a few new ones over the last few years. Because it's going to get cold again next week. The people do not believe us when we tell them how much this pig loves pizza. And now he's done with that piece. And he's going to pick his fence up. Watch it. What do you want, bacon? Watch it. What do you want, baby? Huh? Here, baby. You want some pizza? Yeah. Is that your favorite food in the whole world? This is how bad our wind was. This belongs up there with the feed. And that's how spoiled they are, as they're down there hollering, feed me, feed me. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me here today at Life on Helton Creek, y'all. I appreciate all my viewers. I appreciate all my subscribers. I've got several new ones, which makes my heart so happy. If you're so inclined, hit the subscribe button wherever it is. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment, send me a message, whatever. We've got a lot of good videos coming up, y'all. We've got a tractor diagnosis video. Paul finally got his tractor fixed, but not without a lot of difficulty. And we are thrilled because you know what's right around the corner. He's been fertilizing ground for 2 or 3 weeks, and